Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of We Hike to Heal. It's me, Kenya. I hope everyone is doing really good this week, and I hope that you've had a fantastic experience last week. I have gotten so many DMs, text messages, emails, phone calls from women in the community saying that it was a challenging exercise last week, but it was something that they found themselves really being able to get into once they took the time to do so. So I want to say, number one, thank you for pushing yourself last week with the Woman I Want to Be exercise, with your readings, with your meditations, with your journaling. Thank you for coming outside of your comfort zone and doing things a different way and trusting the process. I know that some of this does feel kind of penetrating and it does kind of expose you in a way, but that is the point. And my favorite thing about these exercises is that sharing is optional. So that means whatever it is that you are pouring out of your heart is something that you get a chance to keep for yourself, for your own personal development. You do not have to tell anybody what you wrote down, okay? So that is a really wonderful thing, and I hope that you will continue to work with us to push yourself, because this week, this exercise is equally as in depth, okay? So I want to start off by saying week 2 is all about relationships. Remember, our pillars of mindful movement are mind, relationships, body, and community. And so the second pillar is relationships, and that is the week that we're working on right now. Now, I wanted to do a little something different this week than I did last week. Last week, you had a mix of exercises, some from the Journal of Mindful Movement, and some were worksheets that I just kind of created and sent out. This week, you only are going to have worksheets that I have created and I'm giving to you. You don't have any work from the Journal of Mindful Movement this week. And the reason for that is because relationships are probably the central most important thing in most of our lives, especially as women. When I'm counseling, when I'm working with people one-on-one, relationships are the number one thing that people come to me to talk about. They come to me and say they feel stuck, or they feel confused, or they feel scattered, but through conversation, what usually comes up is there's been a breakup or there's been a desire for partnership. So relationships are super important. When I was in spiritual counseling training, one of our teachers told us that relationships and people are the way in which we experience source energy. And that was a very beautiful way to kind of describe what our experience is as humans on earth with each other. And so that is the premise of this week's exercise. Now, I'm just going to say this right up front. This exercise this week is going to push you. It's going to push you. It's going to push you hard. But I think that you're ready for it. And so let's just dive right in. The exercise that we're doing this week is called Repentance. And it comes from a book by a fellow light worker. His name is Timber Hawkeye. The book is called Buddhist Boot Camp. And in this book, what he does is he has these little vignettes, like tells these stories about different concepts and different things that he's thinking about. And in one of the sections, there is a vignette called Repentance. And what he does in this section is he actually makes a confession of all of the things, or most of the things, a lot of things that he has done in his life that he feels were negative and did not serve his highest good. So what I did, because I did not want to require you all to buy the book, although I would encourage you to buy the book, it's only $2.99 in ebook form, is I printed off, and in your package, you're going to get what the actual worksheet looks like. So this is downloadable in your package. And just to give you a snapshot of what it is, it starts off like this. It says, in my life, I have been selfish, resentful, and unapologetic. I have cheated on almost every person I've ever been in a relationship with. I have not always respected the commitments of others. I have killed 2 cats. I have physically beaten and badly hurt a dog. And it just goes into all these different things that he has done. And in the end, the last words are, there is no excuse for any of it. I am sorry. When I read this in Buddhist Boot Camp, I cried for at least an hour. And the reason why I cried, and I feel myself getting emotional now, is because it was something very powerful about seeing someone discuss, seeing someone admit, seeing someone write down, and then publish the ways in which they have happened to other people, places, things in their lives. It is so easy for us, especially in this day and age, to blame all of our problems on everyone else. It's so easy for us to say that it's our ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend's fault that we broke up. It's our parents' fault that we turned out the way that we did. You know, it's the school system's fault that we didn't go into the career we wanted. You know, we're very good at placing the blame on the shoulders of other people for our situations, for our thoughts, and for our feelings. It is so much more difficult to say, this is what I have done. And the reason why this is so important, especially in the context of our relationships, is because forgiveness is a tool that so many of us lack in our relationships. Because we have yet to be honest with ourselves about the ways in which we have happened to other people, places, and things, we are hard, we are critical, and we are negative as it relates to other people. But here's the thing. The people around us are mirrors of us. The people around us have been attracted to us by virtue of our vibration. And so when we are in a state of either denial or unforgiveness or both with ourselves, we bring that energy into our relationships, and it can create really nasty dynamics. And so what I would like to see happen for all of you beautiful ladies that are on this journey with me is for you to begin your process of self-forgiveness in an effort to create a more strong and fortified woman as you show up or enter into new relationships, okay? So again, this exercise is about self-forgiveness. And because of that, your worksheet is a little bit different than what Timber's confession is. So your worksheet asks, and this is what it looks like when you print it off. It's just kind of some directions, and it's just blank, and for you to write what you are going to write. And it says, for this exercise, you're asked to write a confession of the negative, hurtful, or harmful ways you have happened to the people in your life and yourself. What have you done to yourself as well goes on this list. This exercise is meant to offer you a starting place for forgiveness. It is in forgiving ourselves that we are able to forgive others, and we are able to be more compassionate to others. Write your letter and be honest as possible. Now, what I did at the bottom, instead of putting, there is no excuse for any of it, I am sorry, yours says, and I forgive myself wholly and completely. This is really important, ladies, because like I said, our exercise is not just an exercise of admission, but it's also an exercise of forgiveness. So you want to write down those things that you feel that you need to say that you've done and confess that you've done to yourself. Put it on paper. Let yourself see it. Read it. Let yourself hear it in your mind, and let yourself be able to put it somewhere as well, right? Because so many times we carry the resentment, the anger, the pain in our hearts, in our brains, in our spirits, in our bodies, in our guts, in our, in our joints that hurt, in our brains. So now we're having migraines, right? All that is like trapped energy, right? We carry all of this stuff that he's talking about all over our bodies. It is a very cathartic process of releasing when you allow yourself to let it go, put it on paper, let yourself see it, and then say, and I forgive myself wholly and completely. I know it's going to push you. I know it's going to be very difficult for some of you ladies to do this, but I really, really want you to push yourself and try, okay? And once you do it, I want you to read it out loud to yourself. I want you to hear yourself say what you are forgiving yourself for as you admit to yourself what you have done, okay? I think this is going to be a very powerful process, and I think it's going to be something that's definitely going to help you in your relationships moving forward. But relationship with self is your most important relationship. I also included a bonus worksheet for you all to do. That's just a little fun worksheet, and that's called Top 5. We've all heard that we are the average of the top 5 people that we spend time with. So this worksheet is actually really cool. I took it off of a concept I saw on Instagram, and what it does is it asks you to list the top 5 people in your life and put them into some categories. Who is the inspired friend? Who's the motivated friend? Who's the friend that's open-minded? Who is the friend that's passionate? Who is the friend that's grateful? And in the space over here, you're just going to write that person's name and why you said that they fit into these categories. If you don't have 5 friends or you don't have 5 people that you spend time with consistently, but you do have people in your life that fit these categories, you're free to just put those names in there. This may be someone who you don't talk to all the time, but someone who fits in the category. The goal is for you to identify the people in your life that kind of have these roles, whether they are your 5 friends you talk to most or if they're just people that you know. And then at the bottom, it's kind of fun. It just says my role in the lives of the people I listed above. So if I listed, it's very loud outside today, I'm sorry. If I listed, I am the inspired one, maybe I put that as Michelle, my wife. And then for person number 1 down here, it says, and to her I would say that I am probably the open-minded one to her, okay? So you're gonna write who the people are to you, and then at the bottom, you're gonna write who you are to those people using those same categories. And this is something that you may wanna share with your friends, or you may wanna share with the people that you're writing about. Sometimes it feels good to know that you have a certain role in a person's life, and people like to know that. So that's a lot of fun. I think you should do that one as well, but I really want you to focus on repentance for this week. Also, you will be getting this on March the 8th at 7 o'clock in the morning. Pre-sales for the We Hike to Heal t-shirt. And I'm gonna scoot out. Maybe I can check. I don't care. I'm gonna stand up on this thing maybe. Ooh. All right, that's what it looks like. This is a medium that I'm wearing. Pre-sales for the t-shirt are going to stop on Monday, the 11th. So if you don't already have a We Hike to Heal t-shirt and you want one, we'd like you to place your order by Monday so that we can make sure that you have it in your hands and on your body by the 30th for the over 40 group hikes that we have. Shout out to you all for continuing to sign us to be group hike leads. Also, thank you for all of your support in buying the journals and keeping the swag orders coming in. We really appreciate the support. We finance a lot of this stuff ourselves, so it really feels good to see some of that money coming back in and us being able to do some other things for you. So again, thank you for your time and attention, and thank you for your commitment to this process. Know that we are doing this together. I will be doing a repentance for myself. It's not something that I probably will post on social media because it is very personal, but I am going to do it. Michelle's also going to do it. We're in this process with you. Thank you again. And until I speak to you next week, 'tis all for now. Bye.